All right. Hello. How are you guys? Welcome to All Signs Tarot for the Lionsgate portal. I am super excited to do this one. I have not done this in a while. And the Lionsgate portal is essentially an annual astrological and energetic alignment that peaks today on August 8th. But I do understand that it can have some after effects as well. And so this is when the sun in Leo, right? So Leo season. So it's the sign of strength and courage and your heart energy. The sun represents the heart. And then the star Sirius, the fixed star Sirius in Cancer, often called the spiritual sun or the second sun. This is when they rise in the sky in alignment with Orion's belt. And so this can really open us up to new possibilities, new downloads, new opportunities. So I am excited to talk about that today and pull cards for your sign. As always, I am taking super chat questions. If you guys do have a question that you want to ask and you want to get your cards read during the live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis and you can book your question there. And then after the all signs, your question will be answered. If you book before the next 10 minutes, then you can get 20% off your question as well. So other than that, I hope that you guys are having a great day. Hello, Michelle. What's up, B? What's up, Lori? What's up, Dominic? Yeah, Dominic, please just call me Violetta. Please. Please just call me Violetta. Thank you. How are you guys? How are you feeling? My Lionsgate has been okay thus far. Okay. Made a little bit of money, so that was nice. Had a nice little mini emotional breakdown crash out. So that was also okay. Okay. Sometimes we need that, right? What's going on, Pixie? Nice to see you. Thanks, Dominic. Mojo, what is going on? Hello, darling. I hope that you guys are having a good start to your weekend. I was gonna get Panera, and then I was like, I think I'm just gonna make a yogurt. I'm gonna make a yogurt and call it a day. I think that once you meal prep enough, you kind of start to like, I don't know, feel weird when you eat outside of your actual meal prep. So I know that's like so dumb, but I just didn't want to do it. So yeah. I have a question about sexy rice balls. What's going on, buddy? You switching teams on us? What's up, Enigma? What's up, Kenneth? All right. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get this thing started, shall we? Okay, 1 second, please. Okay. Hold on, I'm just reading something here. Okay, cool. All right. Time to do this. Time to do this. Okay. What's up, Casey? No, no, I'll explain later. Okay, I figured. Had to call you out a little bit, you know? Hello. All right, guys. So once again, welcome to the Lionsgate portal. We're going to see what gifts are opening up for you. If you have any blocks that may kind of slam the gate shut, and your activation key. So basically the move that will instantly align you with this new timeline or help you to bring in the Lionsgate portal gifts that are trying to come through. Okay. So now, as always, we're going to start the part of the all signs where I ask you guys what sign you would like to start out with. What sign would you guys like to start out with? What are we doing? Who's going to be first? Ooh, Casey wins. All right, then, Sag it is. Mojo, you're too slow on the draw. Casey got you beat, baby. Casey got you beat. What's up, Patricia? Oh my God. Patricia, I haven't seen you in forever. Is that who I think it is? What's up, AZ voice? Sorry, as a lot of you guys know, whoever answers first gets gets the sign they want. I was distracted, no worries. Yeah, huh. Lori, tell him he's too slow on the draw. All right, you guys. So, last, I'll re-announce all over again. Welcome to All Signs. We're going to take a look at the Lionsgate portal that is actually happening today. I know that in the Eastern time zone in America, I know that it's at its highest point, I think on the 12th, but I'm not between the 10th and the 12th. I can't fully remember, but it's 8/8. We all know. So this is an annual astrological and energetic alignment that does peak today. And so this is when the sun in Leo is aligning with the fixed star Sirius. And this is often called the spiritual sun or the second sun. So this is when they rise in alignment in the sky with Orion's belt. Okay, so new things are opening, new possibilities, new opportunities, new downloads. So let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on for your sign. As always, if you want to book a super chat question and you want to get your cards read during the live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis and you can book with me there. So let's go ahead and start with Sagittarius. What is going on, Sagittarius? I am super excited to talk with you about the gifts that are opening up for you during the Lionsgate portal. So let's go ahead and see what those are. The Four of Swords for what's opening up for you. Any potential blocks is the Death card. Okay. Ooh, this is already a really intense. Some of you are healing from something physical, okay, just for some. And the Temperance, it's your activation key. So kind of like your advice, and that's you. Temperance is you. I feel like you pretty much hold the key to your own blessings. And I feel like that is with a lot of us in some respect, but with this one specifically, it feels like you're the one that holds the key. You're the one that's going to create this. You're the one that's going to start this. You're the one that has the power in regards to getting this to move forward. But something has to change in your life, or you have to accept some kind of ending in your life. It almost feels like acceptance. So let's see the gift that's opening up for you during the Lionsgate. Wow. Okay. Wow. Damn. All right, then. Four of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. As a reader, when I see two aces pop up in a reading, this is like a absolute hell yes from the universe or God. This is when you can start something new, right? So if you were to ask like a yes or no question and you see two aces come out, it's an absolute yes, okay, in my opinion. So I feel like whatever this thing is, okay, if you just got your heart broke and you're healing, I feel that through that door of healing, you have no idea what's waiting for you on the other side. And I feel like it's really about moving through it, acceptance. And through that door, through that journey, there's going to be something on the other side. It can be new love. It can be, finding your inspiration for life again, or for your talents, gifts, skills, abilities, whatever it is. Now, for some of you, if you guys have been working on something behind the scenes, you need to keep going with that, because I feel like it's going to take off, or I feel like it's going to be a lot bigger than you think it is. And it's like you hold the key to me. It's like you're the one that holds the key. It's all about your peace of mind. I feel like a lot of you are needing to weed out any distractions, or weed out any people, places, things that is bringing you some kind of chaos or discomfort. Because whatever this is, I feel like you're needing to focus on this. Why is that Four of Swords there? The Knight of Swords reversed. Something definitely triggered you. And I feel like at first, the trigger caused an upset, whatever the trigger was. It was an uncomfortable trigger. It was a trigger that didn't feel good, essentially, for lack of a better term, right? But it feels like it's triggering you into something else. Tell me about those aces. What is this about? The Wheel of Fortune reverse. You've been in a loop for a while. Wash, rinse, repeat. Feeling like you had to, like, there's something here about using too much mental energy in order to meet some specific outcome. Do you know what I mean? Like, like when you're trying to control other people around you in order to get a certain outcome, or let's say you did get your heart broken, you're so focused on that specific person and it has to be that person, and you don't realize how much you're boxing yourself in, you know, whatever that is, and whatever way you've been boxing yourself in, I feel like this is the time where you start to fly free. Because it feels like you've been inside of a cage, but the cage's door has been open the entire time. I mean, were you afraid that your wings didn't work? Is it like it just became comfortable? Okay. I really hate that that does that. Sorry about that. So what is this death? What is the potential block for Sagittarius? The death, the Hierophant reverse, the Hermit. The Hermit is about self. It's about self-discovery. It's about self-awareness. And it can sometimes be that dark night of the soul. I just heard it's not all for nothing. I feel like some of you are either going through or have recently been through a dark night of the soul that really changed you. And I think for a time it changed you for the worst or for the worse. And I feel like it was something either about relationships or religious trauma or something not aligning with your morals or your values or your fundamental belief systems or something like that. And I feel you allowed something to live around you. Like, I don't know if it was just the kind of people you were inviting in that did not align with who you are. Like, for instance, right? So I know that I cannot align myself with uh for lack of a better term, right? Or well, I don't want to say that. I can't align myself with like misogyny. Okay, I can't align myself with misogynistic men. Okay, I know that is like a fundamental thing for me that is incredibly important. But if I do that, right, if I allow that, something that's so a part of my core being, but I allow it to infiltrate my energy, I allow it to consume me, right? I can become it, or it can drain me. I can lose sight of my identity, who I am. And so, what is that around you that you know is not for you? Because that is the thing that can block this if you're not careful. So, let's see how you're going to get this blessing, what the key is here. Yeah, look, telling you. That's rough. The Temperance is you. So you are the one that holds the key, in my opinion, or you are the fucking key. Excuse my French. You are the key. The Tower reversed and the Six of Cups reversed. Once again, what are you holding on to that has been crumbling for a long time? And you know it has. but you keep putting this energy into it. Maybe because, right, like maybe you have mommy issues, okay? Or you have, parental trauma. Maybe your parents abandoned you when you were younger or something like that, okay? And so now what you do is you keep planting a parent inside of a partner to try to get that parent, right? To try to feel like you have a parent in your life, or to feel like you have some kind of caretaker or whatever. And it's not sustainable, right? Because you can't do that, right? And so what are you holding up because of that Six of Cups reverse, because of what you're holding on to? And in what way can you heal yourself from that? Well, once again, I feel like the way is through the Temperance, right? We think about the Temperance, and the Temperance is water and fire, two elements that don't really make sense together, right? One's going to put the other one out. It just doesn't make sense. But the Temperance makes it make sense. It makes it work despite how hard or strange it might be. And for some of you, okay, what this can actually be, this block, is that maybe there's something that's very unconventional about you or non-traditional. And maybe you're having a hard time accepting that, maybe you're trying to fit in to some kind of norm for some of you. That can be a blockage as well. But I feel like this is a great time to be able to figure out what those past issues are that are holding you back, that you keep holding on to, that you have essentially built this never-ending tower with or from. And now, how can we turn that into rubble, right? The way out is the way through. The way in to something new is through. So what's it going to be, Sag? Communication is key. And Scorpio. Ooh, this is not for surface level conversation. So this communication is key card, the new moon in Gemini, okay? Communication is obviously a communicative card, okay? And it's a new moon in Gemini card as well, which means that there needs to be something new beginning, either in regards to Gemini things, writing, teaching, learning, social media, content creation, right? But it can't be surface level. Not with that Scorpio energy there. It has to be deeper than that. It has to be more than that. It has to be authentically you. So, Sagittarius, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read on this live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis and you can book with me there. Thanks a lot, Sag, and happy Lionsgate. Alrighty. What's up, Deb? How you doing? What's up, Mason? Aw, Deb, thank you so much. That's very kind. The Dark Knight is a fucking crazy experience. I never even want to think about that again. That was the worst time of my entire life. And I've had some bad ones. That Dark Night of the Soul is real. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Capricorn. Hello, Capricorn. I hope that you guys are having a good Lionsgate thus far. Let's go ahead and see what this Lionsgate portal has in store for you. Okay, Six of Swords. That's what's kind of coming in here. The Knight of Wands for a potential blockage. And what's going to activate this for you is the Nine of Pentacles reverse. There's an old way that you've been trying to get what it is that you want. but it hasn't been working. And it's not that it can't be yours, it's that the way you're going about it may taint it, or it may not come in the way that you'd like. So, for instance, let's be super cliche, right? Let's say that I want love. Okay, let's say that I want a relationship. And so what I do is I put on, listen, there's nothing wrong with doing this, okay? It'll make sense in a second. I put on my highest heels, even though I'm 5'8". I push my tits up to my neck, right? And I bleach my hair full bleach blonde, and I, act like I really am into the Kardashians, and I really like bubblegum, and like I like boys, and there's nothing wrong with these things, okay? But if I go in there into a bar like this and do all of these things trying to get something, is that thing really going to be for me if I'm not being honest about who I am, right? Because for one, what the hell am I doing in a bar I don't even drink, right? Why am I bleaching my hair? I'm not a natural blonde. Still nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But coming from, real quick, okay, just coming from somebody who has allowed their natural hair to grow out versus being platinum blonde, you do attract a different kind of person. Okay. Okay. So and again, there's not absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like if that is authentic to you, fuck yeah, like do you, but it's not for me, right? So if I'm acting inauthentic to myself, what kind of person am I going to reel in? So it doesn't mean that I can't have love. It just means that I may end up attracting the wrong kind of love because I'm acting like I like bubblegum and the Kardashians when really I love Sylvia Plath and, horror movies. Like, right? So let's see that Six of Swords, Five of Swords. Interesting. And the Nine of Wands reverse. Money. Something about money or a project, something that you want to work on. So we have the Six of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Nine of Wands reversed. Hmm. And then I asked what the blessing was, and I got the Knight of Pentacles. The thing that you want is going to take time. There's no two ways about it. Trying to rush it or take shortcuts or anything like that right now is not going to be your best friend, especially with this Mars opposite Saturn, okay, that is happening right now during the Lion's Gate. Taking the shortcut, it's always going to come back to bite you in the ass. And so I feel like you guys can get something that you want, but again, it's how you're going about it. This is interesting to me because it feels like there's something in your life right now and you have to appreciate it for what it is right now. Like right now in this moment, like you have to show some level of gratitude for what you have. And I'm not saying that you don't, but for some reason with this specific thing, like for instance, right? you know, we have one body, right? You got one body. That's it, baby. You got one body. That's what you got. And if you don't take care of it, if you treat it like crap, or you're just kind of like, yeah, whatever, in time, what is going to happen? Right. And this is like the shortcut. So maybe you do want a better body. Maybe it's that you want more money. You want da 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 da. But how are you trying to go about it? And do you appreciate where you are right now and what you have in this moment? Because that's going to show you what it's going to turn into in the long run if you take the long road. If you take the shortcut, it's not going to show up as much as you'd like it to. And I'm saying that because the blockage is the Knight of Wands. Being too impulsive, being too loosey-goosey with it. And you can have this. but it's going to take time. You're going to have to fight for it, you know, but in the end, once you fight for it and the way that you go about it, you're going to be, I don't know, maybe sitting on that yacht or sitting with that banging body, right? Whatever it is, because Knight of Pentacles, you know, Pentacle energy can be about your health, or it can be about your physical body just as much as it can be about money or projects or finances or whatever. Okay. But you have to appreciate what you have right now. Which is like, it seems so simple, you know, it seems so simple because logically it is. But that's how you attract more of what you want, is by appreciating what you have now. And I feel like you guys are going to either find maybe a new job, or the job that you have now is going to progress. Maybe your YouTube channel is going to get become more progressive. Maybe you are going to get that better body, whatever it is, but you have to understand that this is going to take time. So there's a chance now, right? The portal's open. There's a chance now for you to harness that energy, but you can't take the shortcut. Mm. The potential blockage is the Knight of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Three of Swords. To be honest with you, it may just be a man in your life. Okay. It could just be men in your life. Okay. That could block this for you. But I think it's more so about not letting your emotions run the show. Okay. Not allowing your emotions to make the decisions for you. And I don't mean like you can't love people and make decisions out of love. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about like any kind of illogical thinking, impulsive or erratic behavior. That's what could kind of cut you off of the knees in the long run. Because you can be passionate about something, and that's perfectly fine. But with this thing, you're going to have to take time. You're going to have to take your time. It's not going to happen overnight, but it can happen. Your activation key. Ooh. Your activation key, or how you can trigger this, the Nine of Pentacles reversed, the Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. So you can make decisions from love, but not erratic emotion, like I said. The Nine of Pentacles reverse is trying to prove something. It's trying to go about something by appearing as one thing on the outside, but not really having it on the inside. And it's because the Nine of Pentacles reverse isn't making decisions out of love or power. It's actually making decisions from a place of a lack of self-love or a distaste for oneself. It's the person who, you know, overpromises and underdelivers, you know, or they feel like they have to be a certain person in order to be accepted, or they feel like they have to pay for everybody's dinner in order to look rich, because that's how they feel that they're going to be accepted, when really it's just you need to show up with your heart, and that your heart is in it, whatever that it is. But some of you are like really intuitive or incredibly creative, and I really want you to get in touch with that. So it's about making decisions from love, not erratic emotion, and taking the long way, because that's what's going to really build the bones for what it is you are trying to create in your life. Damn. You have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces, and then you have Jupiter. Well, Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces as it is the ruler of Sagittarius. So then I feel like this advice is in its dignity just because you have a Pisces card and a Jupiter card, and so Jupiter ruling Pisces. So I feel like the more that you do take your time, you meditate and you contemplate on things, the luckier you're going to find yourself. It's going to be the right place, the right people, the right timing, things like that. And allowing yourself, because there's something here about growing from the inside out, about becoming wiser, allowing yourself to put the ego aside a little bit, or the self-criticism, right? And we saw that with the Nine of Pentacles reverse, which is Venus in Virgo. And this can be where we're feeling like we're needing to work ourselves or overdo something in order to prove something, when really it's just about taking the time, listening to your intuition. I also want to say it's very important for you guys at this time to take on a new kind of spiritual practice. Okay. So, or maybe an old one. Maybe it's journaling, maybe it's meditation, something like that. Pisces shit, right? So you can have the thing. It's just going to take time, Capricorn. So Capricorn, thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want to book a super chat question and get your cards read during the live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis and you can book with me there. Take it easy and happy Lionsgate, Capricorn. What's up, Infinite? What's up, Tom? All right, let's go ahead and move on to Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, I hope you guys are having a great day thus far. Welcome to the Lionsgate portal. Let's go ahead and see what this Lionsgate portal has in store for you. Ooh, damn. Okay. Excuse me. The 10 of Pentacles. Okay. The Page of Cups for the blockage. I heard you're bigger than you think you are. The Queen of Pentacles for the activation key. This is serious wealth or legacy, but it's something that you build over the course of time. It's something that you build over the course of time, and it's about taking initiative. It's about taking initiative, and it's about taking methodical, intentional steps towards what it is that you're wanting to do, and also nurturing whatever it is that you're trying to build. So let's see. Okay. Oof. Friends in high places is what I'm getting with this. The 10 of Pentacles with the 3 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles reversed. Those fair weather friends, or those people that you've surrounded yourself with that have taken from you, or it has not really been reciprocal, or maybe you always feel like you're the one that's reaching out, or you're the one that's giving, or something like that. I feel like that's going to change once you pull back or rein back that energy. And so I feel like what this Lionsgate portal is opening to you is new friendships, new groups and communities once you kind of weed out the phony and the fake from the real. And I feel like that is what is going to propel you in this direction of financial stability, or legacy wealth, or just stability in general. Tell me more about that 10 of Pentacles, the star. That's you. Talk about your higher calling, higher self trying to push you to do this or push you into these new friend groups. And I feel like whoever these people are, maybe they're in your life now, but you're going to know who they are if they are. And these can be people on social media. For some of you, your wealth may actually, well, it's going to come from you with that star there. but it may come from, yes, groups, but it may come from like online social media presence. For some of you, you may end up starting an online business if you don't have one, or the online business that you have now could end up doing incredibly successful. Tell me about that Six of Pentacles reversed. Ooh, Nine of Swords reverse. Something that's draining your mental energy has got to go. And I don't know, for some of you, it can be like how you're budgeting money, the way that you think about money, especially if you have like a lack mindset or something like that. But something that you've been giving to has been draining your energy. And I feel like you're coming up on this precipice where you can finally start growing in the way that you want, but you're going to have to share more. Like, I feel like the more that you share, I'm not telling you to like trauma dump on people, okay? But the more that you share what it is that you're doing with the world, I feel like the more people you'll attract, or the right kind of people you're going to attract, or the more wealth you're going to acquire. Page of Cups, Two of Wands, King of Cups. It's going to ask you to step up though. Like you're in this you might be in this Page of Cups energy now, where maybe you're starting something new, or maybe you feel like you don't know that much about something, or maybe there's some naivete behind it or whatever, and that's all well and good, but it's going to ask you to pivot. At some point you're going to have to pivot in a way that may feel a little uncomfortable for you. Like you just kind of like, when you like, some people walk up the stairs and they do one step at a time. It may feel like you are skipping two steps at a time. Not like you're skipping steps like you're going to go without knowledge. That's not what I mean. Like it's going to feel like you're having to grow at a very fast pace. It's going to take a lot of emotional maturity, and it's going to take a lot of planning, because your lack of planning or lack of growth, or refusal to pivot in a way that feels uncomfortable, could be your downfall. Okay, it doesn't mean that it will, now that you know this. Okay. Mm. There's a lot here about your relationships and how your relationships, romantic or otherwise, affect your success. What a surprise, right? Who's fucking shocked? Um, so this is your activation key. The Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups reversed, and the Nine of Cups. So the Ten of Cups reversed can kind of show up when we keep trying to pour into a situation, and it's like, I got nothing. I got nothing. What am I supposed to do with this? It's just kind of like, and you keep trying, and it's a call to action of like, instead of what everybody else wants, what do I want? What do I want? And how is me living authentically and in sync with that going to attract people that are going to be a part of my path in a beneficial way? And so this is about you being like Capricornian minded. Now you both are ruled by Saturn, right? So this is Capricorn. So this is the key. This is about responsibility, taking care of yourself. The Queen of Pentacles takes incredible care of herself, or himself, okay? Whatever gender you identify with, right? She's not going to lose sleep over some Tinder date, okay? Or he is not going to stop working out just because his girlfriend wants to hang out all the time, or whatever it is, right? He's gonna be like, come on, we're going to the gym together. Whatever it is, there may be something that you're giving into, and we saw that here, that's draining your mental energy and is not allowing you to go full force with something. And so once again, it's very telling that we have the Ten of Cups reversed with the Nine of Cups. What do you want? What do you want? Prosperity lies ahead, and Uranus. There's your co-ruler right there. Boom. Well, once again, I told you this is going to ask you to come out of your comfort zone. And this prosperity lies ahead card, this is a new moon in Taurus, okay? So maybe it's about better budgeting, better planning. Slow and steady wins the race. But, you know, Taurus, which is this, fixed signs are not super comfortable with pivoting all the time. They can get sometimes a little complacent. You know, they want things to go in the way that they have been. And so Uranus is going to say, no, you're not doing that. I had Uranus going through my first house since 2018 and it was a shit show. But God, I'm really glad it happened, but it's uncomfortable. And so you're going to have to make some uncomfortable decisions on your road to prosperity or on your road to wealth. So, Aquarius, that is what I have for you. Great reading, by the way. That is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis and you can book with me there. Happy Lionsgate, Aquarius. Dun, 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 dun. All righty. Time to do Pisces. What is going on, Pisces? I hope that you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on for you for the Lionsgate. Okay, the King of Wands. Okay, I'm not mad at it. Seven of Swords for the blockage, and your activation key is the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like these readings tonight are very much about putting in the work. So if you are a masculine with that King of Wands showing up, I feel like you're on the precipice of becoming more confident, taking more initiative, having more charisma, being an entrepreneur for some of you, maybe being an actor or doing something in the entertainment world. But it's going to ask you to weed out the distractions because that's what the Eight of Pentacles is. You're going to have to really put your head down, shut the fuck up, and you're going to have to do it. Like I just being honest with you, whether you're a masculine or not. Okay. Now, for my feminines, if you are interested in masculine energy, then it can be that somebody's coming in. But let's see what this is about. Woo! I don't feel like it's going to be easy. The King of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. For some of you, if this is about love, okay, if it is about love, whatever you're doing now is not working. It's not working, and it's keeping your person, the person that's really meant for you, from coming in. For others of you, if it's not about that and it's asking you to embody this King of Wands, or it's trying to bring to you this King of Wands energy that you can embody yourself, whatever it is that you're still allowing in your life that you know is not working, that is stressing you out, that you know is an illusion, where you're just trying to keep the balls in the air, it has to go. And it's gonna go. Like, to be honest with you, whether you like it or not. And I know that nobody wants to hear that. But seriously. And it's gonna feel uncomfortable, but I'm gonna be real with you. Every single time, whether it was in a relationship or it was especially around like my job and things like that, where life has made me incredibly fucking uncomfortable, I have always ended up doing better because that level of feeling uncomfortable, that level of discomfort, you're either going to be forced to, well, continue to be uncomfortable, or you are going to improvise. You are going to be like, all right, that way's not fucking working. Time to do this, right? And you're going to see how much more confident you become after you allow that. After you get that your head out of the clouds, after you end the thing, after you call it a wrap. Tell me about that Ten of Swords. The Eight of Wands reversed. It's like something you've been trying to force in a specific... Look, we have 888 on the table. We got 888 on the table. That's telling. That's funny. That used to be my favorite number. I back when I had AOL Instant Messenger, at the end of my screen name was 888. So there's something that you've been trying to force. you've been trying to force it, or this thing that you're refusing to end and just simply let go of, or whatever, like that is a huge part of your blockage. And guess what? God, the universe, the portal, whatever the fuck, it's like that's not going to work for you anymore. So I'm just going to take this away. It is going to feel uncomfortable. But I'm going to be honest, you're going to have no other choice but to evolve. You're going to have no other choice but to walk away. And where does this 8 of Cups go? To the 9 of Cups, which is about a wish fulfillment and emotional fulfillment. And sometimes we don't see it in the moment, right? It's like, can you imagine as a baby being in the womb, right? You're in the womb and you're like absolutely shit scared. You don't know what's going on, right? Your mom's trying to push you out. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You're terrified. You think it's over, right? Or who knows what you're thinking as a baby. But then it's not, right? It's something else. It's just the portal or the gateway into something new. And I think that with this, you're going to have to understand that. What's blocking you? The 7 of Swords, the 4 of Wands, and the Moon reversed. Well, the Moon is you. I feel like you can be your own worst enemy sometimes, as we all can. But for this, you guys have been living in survival mode, I feel, for a long time. I feel like you've been living in survival mode. I think that you've been dealing with a lot of paranoias. I think you've been dealing with a lot of overthinking. Instead of critical thinking, it's been overthinking, it's been anxiety, it's been grasping towards certain coping mechanisms or self-soothing tendencies to be able to feel like you have some level of control over something that's actually totally out of your control. And what's been going on is you've been living in this survival mindset for so long, you haven't had a time to fucking enjoy your life or to be able to free yourself from whatever it is that you've been thinking or how you've been feeling. Like the moon reverse can sometimes show up when we're assuming that whatever has happened in the past negatively is definitely going to happen again. Right. And that's how we manifest crap in our life. So I asked how you can overcome that, and it gave me the Queen of Swords. Well, the Queen of Swords, she used to be a lover girl, right? And you can still be a lover girl, okay? But if you know what's good for you, the Queen of Swords really had her reality shook. And now she's like, yeah, fuck that. That destroyed me. Never again, right? And now what she does is she makes logical decisions. She doesn't carry her past around, but she has good boundaries, good critical thinking, like I was saying, good critical thinking. She's able to apply the wisdom that she has carried, not the baggage, but the wisdom, and apply it to her everyday life. She cuts through the crap. She doesn't waste her time. She's fair, she's polite, don't get me wrong, she's not a bitch unless you reverse her, okay? But she does not let anybody mess with her. She's not here for the nonsense. Think of a more polite version of Judge Judy. Wow, both of your cards are showing up this week. You have the Hangman again. So you have the 8 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles reversed, and the Hangman for your activation key. What a interesting energy. And I say that because the 8 of Pentacles is so different to me than the Hangman. I feel like the 8 of Pentacles is about the routine, the mastery of the material world, of weeding out the distractions and trying to succeed, right, in the material realm. The Hangman is more about let go and let God, right? You isolate a little bit, you veer away from the 3D realm and the practical day to day, and you find, so I feel like you're needing to find a balance between these two. And I feel like through there you find some level of nirvana, you know? That's how you overcome this loneliness or this overworking or this overthinking, or maybe it's debt. I don't know, even spiritual, whatever. Expect powerful change. Yeah, I'll say. And Venus. Wow. Expect powerful change and Venus. So maybe see where Venus is at in your natal chart, and that might give you a hint of where you're going to see this change. Maybe it is in regards to your physical appearance. Maybe it's in regards to your love relationships. Maybe it's in regards to your money. But this feels more of like a heads up than it does advice. Now, if it were advice, I would be like, okay, Venus, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're valuing yourself, right? Focusing on your money, your relationships, how you feel about you, things like that. But I feel like this is more so just a heads up. Hey, something's going to change in regards to Venusian themes in your life in a very big way. It's like a new start. This is new moon eclipse. So that is what I have for you, Pisces. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Pisces, and take care. All right, let's see. Let's move on to Aries. All right, what's going on, Aries? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and see what this Lionsgate portal has in store for you. Two of Pentacles reversed. Okay. The blockage, Empress reversed. High Priestess reversed. That is your activation key. What a strange energy. I feel like the Empress reversed and the High Priest, excuse me, I feel like the Empress and the High Priestess in general, this is like the divine feminine, like the real, like magical, like fucking creme de la creme. Like the Empress, divine feminine on her own. High Priestess, divine feminine on her own. You put these together and it's like an exalted divine feminine. That's what it made, but they're in reverse. So I feel like you're on the precipice of something. You're getting ready to drop one thing for another. Tell me about that Two of Pentacles reversed, the Sun reversed, the Three of Pentacles reversed. What's the benefit? The Four of Pentacles, something in regards to your money. I feel like you guys have been clinging on to something. Two of Pentacles reversed, Sun reversed, and the Three of Pentacles reversed. You guys may be clinging to a way of work or a way of budgeting your money or what you do for a living. And I feel like you've been clinging to it, even though it's felt chaotic or unfulfilling. I feel like you've been clinging to it because you doubt yourself, or there's some level of like maybe you feel as though you don't have all of the facts. But I feel like there's something in regards to like coworkers and you not getting along, or business partners, or you feel like you and others cannot work on the same team. But I'm kind of wondering if you're not necessarily supposed to work on a team. This feels really specific. It's almost giving me more of like a solo kind of energy. It's asking you, what are you invested in and how is that benefiting you? Because the Seven of Pentacles, if you look at it in traditional Rider Waite, you're gonna see like a guy, on a screen, on a card, and he's invested in this one bush and he's been watering it and he's been doing, and then he's invested in another thing, but he feels like it's not growing. He feels like it's not really growing. He's like, do I still want to invest in this? Do I still want to do this? And it's asking you to think about that, especially when it comes to your money, your job, and what you do for a living. Because you may be doubting yourself, but you doubting yourself or not having the confidence or the optimism that things can change for you is the exact reason why they won't. So this is about money. And I feel like this is about you being a little bit more, I don't want to say independent because I don't feel like that's what it is. More of an entrepreneur, or like I feel like some of you just want to create art, or you want to do something that is more self-expressive. And I think that you should, because I think that something with other people is not working. Okay, that's really, really specific. Empress reverse, the Fool, and the King of Pentacles. I feel like the blockage is a lot about where you're feeling like you can't be creative in your work. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, there has to be more to life than just a paycheck, or just, wash, rinse, repeat. You're just going to this job every day and it's like blah blah. Like, there has to be more. And I feel like you having confidence in that level of creativity, or what it is that you can create on your own, is going to be everything moving forward. But you have to take that leap. And there may be somebody who's trying to support you, but it may be like on their terms, or it may be like what they have envisioned for you. And I feel like you need to listen to your creative body, or you need to listen to what your heart is telling you. Because I think that for some of you, your biggest blockage is going to be you feeling like you can't create it, or you can't be creative, or you're not worth it, or you have to overdo it in order to get something, to get a crumb, to get something, whether that's in relationships, work, whatever. But something is not working with others, or something like that. Stop listening to everyone else. Not everybody has your best interest at heart, and even if they do have your best interest, it does not necessarily mean it is for your best interest, because the High Priestess reverse can talk about where we're not listening to our own internal creativity, our own intuition, and we're listening to everybody else, when it's like that way is not working anymore. Like, start new. What is in your mind? What's going on in here? What do you want to start that's brand new? What do you want to learn? What do you want to write? What do you want to post? And I feel like this is about you being honest with yourself, so you don't move forward and have more regrets than you already have with something, or than you do. You and your loved ones are safe. And Saturn, damn, Saturn and Cancer is not very good together. But okay. New moon in Cancer. I feel like this is more about like, okay, so if we're looking at this Cancerian energy, okay, and it's a new moon in Cancer card, okay, this is something new that we start, that is about like our heart's desire, or something that, it's like the divine feminine I was kind of telling you about a little bit. We're leading with what our intuition is telling us, what our internal system is telling us, and we can make it a reality. Just because it's something creative doesn't mean we can't ground it in reality. And I feel like that's what this, because Saturn is conjunct Neptune right now, and I feel like that's what this Saturn Neptune conjunction is trying to teach us. I feel like it's trying to teach us that the things that we really want, that we think are impossible, we can make possible, but we have to do it with some hard work and determination and believe that it's possible. God damn it. I hate this freaking thing. I hate this freaking camera sometimes. Why do I have like the worst luck with the cameras? So that is what I have for you, Aries. Thank you so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question and get your cards read during the live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis and you can book with me there. Take care. What's up, Sun Power? All right, Taurus. All righty. What's going on, Taurus? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on for you for this Lionsgate portal. The Seven of Wands reversed. The blockage, Judgment reversed. And the Chariot for your activation key. Ooh, needing to break through the fear. Especially with that Seven of Wands reverse. Like, the Seven of Wands reverse loves to show up when it's like, you're being a pussy. Like, you know, and maybe it's not like that dramatic, but the Seven of Wands reverse is like where we're feeling like we don't have what it takes to compete, or where we're feeling intimidated, or we're feeling defensive, or something like that. And so this is more so about just reckoning with the fact that we are afraid, or needing to maybe bring back up something from the past, like an old hidden talent or something like that, or maybe we're needing to take accountability for our own life and our own future. And this is asking you to push through whatever this fear is. So let's see. Seven of Wands reverse, the 10 of Wands reverse, the Strength reverse. Well, the Lionsgate portal is asking you, what are you made of? What are you made of? And are you making things harder on yourself? Are you allowing other people's opinions to affect your performance? Or are you performing too much and it's not actually who you are, not in alignment with what you want? And it can be where it's asking you to let go of that. Let go of getting in your own way. Stop giving in to these little petty weaknesses, or you know, feeling like you can't make it because somebody else is better than you, maybe, or feeling like you can't get that promotion because Sarah from, you know, accounting said that she has a date with the boss this weekend and now you feel like she's gonna get it, or whatever, right? Whatever the fuck it is. Because it's like you're really just making things harder on yourself by thinking this way, or giving up too quickly, or giving into the pressure and folding. Why is the Seven of Wands reversed here? The Two of Swords reversed. Some of you guys are paying too much attention to the wrong things. Like you're paying too much attention to what maybe everybody else is doing, or you're paying too much attention to what Sarah's doing in accounting, or when really if you just allowed yourself to take responsibility for your path, instead of giving into those weaknesses, or giving into these perceived flaws, or whatever it is, and breaking under pressure, you would see a lot more progress. I really believe that. What would be the benefit here? The Devil, power. I feel like you guys are a lot more powerful than you give yourselves credit for. Like there's this like little like, and listen, I'm not hating, okay? I'm a Taurus rising, Taurus moon. I'm not hating on you by any means. But like, what is this little like wee, you know, I need a bottle and a teddy bear. I need somebody to read me my bedtime story and tuck me in my little footy pajamas. Tuck me in my little footy pajamas. It's like you have a lot more power than you give yourself credit for. But like, do you remember that? You know? So the blockage is the Judgment reversed, the Magician reversed, and then we have the Six of Wands. This like recognition, or this, like getting a gold star at the end of the day, or whatever it is that you want, right? Whether it's fame or just some kind of notoriety or just being appreciated for your work or who you are, whatever, like it's right on the other side of you believing in your own talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, and not blocking your own manifestations because you are afraid of your own power or because you're suppressing it or whatever it is. Because you doubt yourself. The Magician reversed is about doubting ourselves. It's about doubting our energy that we put out into the world. It's about not putting out the energy because we doubt ourselves so much. But it's that recognition or whatever it is that you're looking for, that success essentially is on the other side of that, of you owning that part of yourself. But nobody's going to hold you. Yeah, see, told you. The Chariot, the Emperor, the Ace of Pentacles reversed. There's your key. Put your petty feelings aside, you know? Have some grit, you know what I mean? And like these little like pennies that you're worried about, or this little like these little missed opportunities, like whatever, like maybe you're supposed to pave your own way. The Emperor it's Aries, right? It's the leader, it's the head honcho, right? Maybe it's not about accepting opportunities necessarily. Maybe it's about creating your own, carving out your own path. Like, yeah, you may be fearful, but and that's even better. And the reason why the fear is better than the fear is better than being fearless is because if you push through that fear, it builds confidence because it's called courage. Courage builds confidence. Your commitment is being tested. Yeah, I'll say. And then the North Node. Maybe some of you have a North Node in Aries or a North Node in Cancer. North Node in Capricorn, Leo. I don't know. I see a Scorpio, Virgo, Gemini. So your commitment is being tested to your destiny. But you're not going to get there by playing small and making yourself meek so that you're more digestible for other people. So that is what I have for you. Thank you so much, Taurus. I really appreciate it. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Taurus, and take care. What's up, Mars? How you doing? What's up, Shannon? All right, let's see here. Gemini. All right. What's going on, Gemini? I hope that you guys are doing well. Let's see what this Lionsgate portal has in store for you. We have the Page of Wands. Okay, love that. The blockage is the Seven of Cups. The Eight of Swords for your activation key. Get your head out of the clouds here. You got to do something. Foot forward. You have a big choice to make, but you think you don't know the answer when you do. And I think it's really about you needing to do the hard thing, make the hard decision. I think it's about you needing to be realistic as well. Woo! Damn. It's okay to be misunderstood. It really is. Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, Two of Cups reversed. You know, this is a very fierce energy. You're I feel like what this Lionsgate portal is opening for you is this new path of something that is inspirational to you, something that excites you, And when you come out on the other end of this, you're going to understand that you don't give a fuck about being misunderstood. That's okay. Right? At the end of this, you're going to be like, people can misunderstand me. They just don't know me. They think that they do, maybe. Right? This is where you wear your heart and your shadow on your sleeve. This is where you become more confident. You become more of a leader. You become kind of like that hot shit. Right? It doesn't mean that you're cruel or you're nasty or anything like that. It's just, I think by the end of this, you're going to realize that some people are just committed to misunderstanding you, and that's okay. That is their path. It does not have to be yours. Ace of Swords. Damn. This journey that you're on right now, maybe you've been on it for a while. The level of success that you're going to see is going to have so much to do with you realizing who you are and what you're capable of. And for some of you, it can be like you end up performing, you end up being some kind of performer, or maybe you know, start a YouTube channel and you grow it, or, you know, it's something where you're very seen, I feel. And I feel like you're going to realize that your words have a lot more power than they did before. Because I feel like you guys are speaking with conviction and people are listening. What's that? Two of Cups reversed? The Three of Wands reversed. Yeah, it's like those days are over of you getting so frustrated with people because you feel like they don't understand you. To be honest with you, I think that sometimes it's a compliment to be misunderstood, right? It means maybe you're a little bit different. But some of you may have been very frustrated with a partner or feeling like love just hasn't really been, you haven't had the best luck in love, maybe as well. But I feel like it's more about, like, for instance, if you don't have a partner or if you've been single or something like that, I feel like the reason why is because whoever all of these people were, or these people you've been in a relationship with or dated, they were supposed to teach you something about you. And that was a part of the path that you're on. We're on now, whatever. And so now there's this point where you become more clear about who you are and your leadership and your confidence and your shadow self, something that maybe you veered away from or you didn't really want to look at, and now it's just like this beautiful acceptance of who you are, which even if people misunderstand you, there's an acceptance or a respect of who you are. And I feel like you're going to understand that. You're going to understand why maybe other people didn't work out. Mhm. The blockage can be the Seven of Cups, the World reversed, and the Lovers. Like, what was can no longer be. That fantasy that you had in your head, that, I don't know, limerence, maybe, whatever delusion, whatever rose-colored glasses you've been wearing, it's time for you to be really real with yourself about who you are, what you value, the decisions you've made up to this point, and what decisions you need to make going forward. The Seven of Cups, the Lovers, the Eight of Swords, you know, Ace of Swords, this can all be about decisions. And Two of Cups reverse, Three of Wands reverse is like, what, in which ways have you been indecisive that has led you to no options at all, or no success at all, or um so anyway, I feel like there's this, tell me about that World reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, like focusing on past missed opportunities or why things didn't work out. Because it feels like there's something you keep gravitating to, like something you keep gravitating to from the past. And I feel like it needs to close out. And that stuff, whatever that is tired anyway. There's no more needed effort in that direction. It's about taking what it is that you've learned, growing from it, and now making better decisions. Not from a place of like rose-colored glasses and illusion or whatever, but from like honest to God, these are my values. This is what I care about. This is who the fuck I am, and this is how I'm making my decisions. Yeah, see? Eight of Swords, Justice reversed, and the Five of Wands. Sometimes the decisions that you make are going to piss some people off. And thank God, right? Can you imagine making decisions to try to make everybody comfortable all the time or to please everybody? Like, who is that? What kind of life is that, you know? And I feel like the key is to get out of your own way, to get out of your own way and stop allowing other people's misunderstanding of who you are to dictate your life or to make you feel some kind of like you can feel however you want, but not to allow it to like don't stay on it for too long. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Because whatever this decision, all I keep seeing is a decision that you have to make. And you think that you're imprisoned or you think that you're stuck and you're not. Like you can move forward with or without whatever it is. If you want balance in your life, not giving in to the inner conflict, the inner wounds, the drama, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Work through your fears and the South Node. So you have to, there's some kind of fear that you have. And I don't know if it's like, you know, you're a people pleaser. And so you feel like you have to please everybody. And I don't know, maybe it's that. Maybe it's a fear of being vulnerable and you want to be like a, I don't know, spoken word performer. Okay. It's like, okay. And the way that you can let go of it is by doing it. Like is by pushing through the thing that scares the shit out of you. So that is what I have for you, Gemini. Thank you so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Gemini. Take it easy. All right. Let's move on to Cancer. All right, what's going on, Cancer? I hope that you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and see what this Lionsgate portal has in store for you. Ooh, Hierophant. Maybe you guys are getting married, or maybe there's some new kind of like religious or spiritual thing going on here. Maybe you're entering a relationship, or the relationship that you're in reaches a higher level of commitment. The Seven of Cups reversed for the blockage. And the Knight of Pentacles for your activation key. So it's like taking your time with something. We have double earth energy. So I feel like whatever this is, it's like, it's very grounded. It's very slow moving. It's very consistent, or that's what you're needing to do in order to build this. I wonder if being too realistic about something can like, let's see. Tell me about that Hierophant. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. This is so beautiful. I love it. The Hierophant, the Temperance, and the Two of Cups. Wow. There's love here. But it's not just any kind of love. It's a love that doesn't feel likely. It's a love that feels a little uncommon, fortuitous. Once again, the temperance is about it's the water and fire, right? It is technically Sagittarius, but it's ruled by Jupiter. So you think Jupiter rules Pisces, water, Jupiter rules Sagittarius, fire. And the two coming together, it feels weird. It's like it doesn't really make sense, but it does. In this spread, it does. Something makes sense that doesn't feel like it should make sense. It's true understanding and love and a protection of the connection, a protection of something a little ethereal, I want to say. This can also be about these spiritual gifts or a very strong spiritual connection that you have with another person, or you're finding more balance and harmony through bonding with a partner, or just some kind of soulmate through religious or spiritual practices. Tell me more about whatever this is. The Page of Swords. It can be something creative that you're doing with another person. There can be like a learning that you're doing with another, like you're learning with another person, or you're writing with another person, or you're sharing information with another person. It's like a new, for some of you, if you haven't met them, this may be somebody you meet online. Oh my God, this is so pretty. I don't even want to clarify the rest. Oh man, do Cancers have the best read tonight? The blockage is the Seven of Cups reversed, the Two of Wands reversed, and the Four of Wands reversed. I feel like you being too realistic about something is what's keeping you in place, or what can block this. So if you're being like, oh, well, this doesn't make sense, oh, ho, 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 and you just keep going with whatever you've been doing, I feel like that is what is going to keep you right where you are, or won't allow you to receive this love in your life, or maybe these spiritual downloads or this information. Like have the courage to be like, you know what, maybe I fucking can do this. Maybe I can do this. And I feel like you guys are needing to make a plan. Like something's got to give. And it can be that your insecurity is holding you back in some way from whatever this is. So, for instance, if this is a relationship and you're like, oh, whatever, like me and this person could never be together, we could never date or something like that. It's like, okay, well, that mindset is the exact mindset that is going to keep you from dating this person, or that is going to keep you from finding love, or that's going to keep you from whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So, some of you need to move. Okay, with that Two of Wands reversed, Four of Wands reversed. But being like a negative Nancy is not going to like, you know, get you in the door and get you what you want. So I feel like, let me see. Yeah, I feel like believing that you can have this, believing that you are supported by God, the universe, yourself, that you have what it takes to create this, instead of just like, oh, well, that's silly. That's ridiculous. Do you think that 20 years ago or 15 years ago, you would have told me that I would have been a tarot reader on fucking YouTube, that I would have believed you? No, you know? But like, here we are, right? So it's like sometimes you got to have a little bit of, I can do this, you know? Wow. Take your time. Knight of Pentacles, King of Swords, and the Emperor. Take your time. Take your time with it. Do it right the first time. If you fuck up a little bit, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Be careful who you would buy advice from. That's going to make you or break you. Um, I feel like you need to take the reins. I feel like you got to take the reins. You have to take control of the situation. Nobody else is going to do it for you. I feel like you need to do this. Take your time doing it, but you need to take the lead. Don't let your past hold you back and trine. I feel like things can be a lot easier for you, but there's something that you keep comparing to a certain situation now. You're like, oh, well, it was like that back then, so it's going to be like this now. Right? It's like, okay, well, that's not going to get you laid. No, I'm just kidding. That's not. So I feel like it could be a lot easier, but whatever this past perspective is not going to suit you. But you guys have my favorite reading so far. So Cancer, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, guys. Let's move on to Leo. Speaking of Leo, the Lionsgate portal, Leo, I hope you guys are doing well. Let's see what this Lionsgate portal has in store for you. The Four of Pentacles reversed. The Hangman for the blockage. Okay. The Queen of Cups for your activation key. Ooh, you got to take a chance here. I feel like there's something you need to change your perspective about, or there's something you're needing to surrender. You may be overthinking something, but I feel like you need to let your heart kind of lead with this one, whatever it is. Let's see. I almost feel like you're focused on the wrong thing. Four of Pentacles reversed, Nine of Pentacles reversed, and the Ace of Swords reversed. Some of you, this is going to give you a bit of a more clarity in regards to your finances, or how you've been cutting yourself off at the knees when it comes to the money that you spend or the money that you earn or whatever it is. And maybe where you have been feeling like you need to overprove yourself in some way. And so you've been doing too much, spending too much, trying to prove in ways that are not really in alignment with who you actually are, what you need or what you want. So I'm going to be honest with you, Leo, it's going to be like a big realization moment that you didn't have before, that you didn't see before, in a way where you are overworking yourself for some smithereen or some kind of minuscule little crumb of acceptance or something like that. And if I'm going to be honest with you, Leah, I know this is like your guys' portal, right? And so it sounds really negative, but the Five of Cups is the benefit. And why I think it's the benefit is because you are going to have a very reflective time in front of you. You're going to have a very reflective time. You're really going to have time to think. And to be honest with you, I know this isn't what you want to hear, okay? But just hear me out. You are going to have to really reflect and understand why you've made these decisions up until now and how it's not suited you, and going forth, what you have left to work with that you can move forward with, so you don't make those mistakes anymore, so you don't make those decisions anymore. I feel like it's going to lead you to some kind of teamwork or collaborative effort with another person. Like maybe somebody sees something that you were trying to do, but maybe you were just overdoing it, and they're like, "Hey, you know what? Let me put you on a game." Or somebody kind of takes you under their wing or something like that. Somebody wants to bring you on a team or bring you into their job or something like that. So there will be some level of collaborative effort between you and another, or you and other people. But first it's going to feel like, oh, damn. At first it's going to feel like that. But you are going to have support from people. And you won't make the same mistakes going forward. What's that Ace of Swords reversed? The Tower. I told you, it's going to be like this kind of, all right, well, that's not working. That's really not working. And whatever it is you've been doing, it may kind of lead to damn, why did I fucking do that? But somebody's going to see it, or somebody's going to get it, or something like that. They're going to want to put you under their wing, and it's going to have more benefit than you think it will. Your blockage, or what could block you: the Hangman, the Ace of Cups, and the Chariot. I mean, I feel like it's just surrendering yourself to authentic love, self-love, looking at love differently, how you've allowed fear to make decisions for you. surrendering to new opportunities as opposed to trying to prove something or like create your own. It doesn't mean you can't create your own opportunities, but I feel like this is not just about you anymore. This is about others. This is about you and others. And I feel like you need to surrender to that here. Let the old way die. It wasn't working anyway. Let the old way die. It wasn't working. Like I really think that instead of like trying, for instance, how can I explain this, right? So um this is just an example. Apply it how you may. Okay. Let's say that you really want love in your life. And so, um, but you have always had money. Okay. Or maybe you've always felt like you had to prove with your hand instead of your heart. You had to keep giving financially, or you had to keep giving in some material way because that's how you felt like you would be able to get somebody. And so now something may crash down where you're realizing that this person you spent all this money on, or this person you kept giving to in this monetary way or this superficial way, holy shit, it didn't work. Holy shit, didn't work. And now I'm kind of left high and dry, or something like that. And you're going to have a lot of reflection. And then someone's going to see that, or someone that you talk to is going to see that, or someone's going to understand you, and somebody is going to bring you into something that is not just about you. It's about others like you. It's about a collaborative effort or somebody taking you under their wing to help you understand something. And for you to be able to show up authentically and surrender yourself to true authentic love, even if you're afraid to show up without what's in your hand and put your hands behind your back and like, this is me, and whatever that is for you. Okay. I'm not saying that that's what it is, because look, this is your activation key. Queen of Cups, Death, Four of Cups. What have you been doing that hasn't been working? That's put you, in a fucking mood, or that really needs to change. Because the Queen of Cups is about, she wears her heart on her sleeve. She shows up as emotionally authentic as she can. And that is the thing that's going to change for you. But at first, it's going to be uncomfortable. It probably has something to do with this, like, I don't know, full moon in Aquarius, I imagine, tomorrow. Nothing will come of this situation. And house 3. Well, there's that collaborative effort. 3 of Pentacles, house 3. I feel like, once again, something that you, and I hate to say that, right? Because it sounds so negative, but you will get it. You will get it probably at the end of August. You will understand what I said. Because this, like, nothing will come of this situation. You're going to find that something you've been pouring into, nothing actually came out of it because it wasn't really you. And so that's something you're going to learn. Like, you're going to learn today. You know what I mean? And so I think this is about maybe you also tracking this back to like your childhood, or early learning, and maybe this is something that you learned. Maybe you felt like love had to be earned through like giving, I don't know, maybe like your parents didn't pay attention to you, and so they would just try to buy you out and buy you gifts and hope that you would just like ignore their abandonment, or who knows, right? Who knows how we come to the conclusions that we do as adults. But so that is what I have for you, Leo. Thank you guys so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question and get your cards read during the live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot. All right, let's move on to Virgo. All right. Oh, by the way, water signs, your pre-recorded readings are premiering in like 20 minutes. So an FYI. All right, let's move on to Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. What's going on, Virgo? Let's go ahead and see what this Lionsgate portal has in store for you. Ace of Pentacles, so a new opportunity. The King of Cups for the blockage. and the Seven of Wands for your activation key. So you're going to have to compete. You're going to have to fight for what it is that you want, or you're going to have to maintain some level of success. And I feel like it may be a little bit uncomfortable, but the payoff will be big. There can be a relationship or a person who's kind of standing in your way, or it can also be a lack of emotional maturity that may end up standing in your way. Wow. Wow. Damn. Virgo, shit. Gemini got Queen of Wands in theirs as well. The Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Wands. I feel like an opportunity that may seem really small and like a lot of work is going to pay big dividends. I feel like it's going to be a lot bigger than you think it is. And you're going to look at it probably at first and you're like, ah, please. Right? Whatever. Right? It's going to be a lot bigger than you think it is. And this is going to be a moment where, you know, you think about Jupiter, right? And that's the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. And whatever Jupiter touches, it expands it, it emphasizes it, right? It makes it bigger. And it's touching the Queen of Wands. Well, what is the Queen of Wands? It's Aries, with respect to, you know, I think it's a deacon of Pisces as well, something like that. But it's Aries. It's leadership. It's taking initiative. It's cardinal fire. It's inspiring. It's motivating. And I feel like you're going to find through this opportunity, you find you. You find your personal power. You find out how much talent you actually have, or how brave you really are, or how much courage you actually possess. And you're going to find it in what seems like a very little bitty opportunity. It's going to be bigger than you think it is. Tell me about that Wheel of Fortune. Justice reversed. You may have been trying to constantly like worry about what everybody else wants, or what everybody else thinks, or constantly trying to keep the balance. And you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. I'm just going to do what I know is right for me. You know, hello, Aries, right? Like there's no more like, oh, you know, people pleasing. There's no more like, is everyone gonna be okay? It doesn't mean you can't care about people, right? But it means that if you've been doing it to your detriment, trying to people please too much, or worrying about if everything is fair, well, life isn't fucking fair. You know, sometimes you just gotta do you. But you're gonna learn to be larger than life. You're going to learn how to own that power. The blockage, the King of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Devil reversed. You may have a masculine in your life that is unaware of their own toxic behaviors, or maybe they are and they keep doing it. It can also be your toxicities in a relationship, and that could you could end up kind of shooting yourself in the foot. What is the exact blockage here? The 10 of Pentacles. Mm. So what are you asking them to do? The 2 of Pentacles reversed. Something that's already established has to be dropped. Like, what do I mean by this? So you see that the Ace of Pentacles is in like what's the positive that's coming for you through this Lionsgate, okay? It's a brand new beginning. Well, I asked what the blockage is, and I got the 10 of Pentacles, something that's already established, right? And maybe it worked out for a time, and maybe it doesn't need to completely leave, but maybe it needs to be reworked. Maybe something needs to be dropped. Something may not be growing. You may be trying to force something, or you may try to force something in your life that isn't meant to be forced. I feel like you're going to find during this Lionsgate portal that the more you choose yourself and do what you want, the more that other people are going to choose you, or opportunities are going to choose you. The more you chase you and what you want and you desire, you're going to find that the energy goes to you, because that's where your focus is. Okay, I just heard from Jerry Maguire, show me the money. I don't know why. Okay. The Seven of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles reversed, and the King of Pentacles reversed. Stop wasting your time with like, leeches or people who are trying to, um, piggyback off of you, or people who are just trying to take from you or use you, things like that. Like, you're needing to have higher boundaries. And if you're wanting to maintain the level of success that you already have, you're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to stand up for yourself. You're going to have to stand up to opposers or whatever. The end of a tough cycle approaches, thank God. And then we have a sextile. So there's an opportunity for something. An opportunity for the potential of a very rewarding situation. And there's something that you've been dealing with for a long time that felt like shit. And you're going to find that probably in the month of August, that time is going to end. And there will be new opportunities for you. So, Virgo, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis and you can book with me there. Take care. All righty. Libra. What's going on, Libra? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's see what this Lionsgate portal has in store for you. We have the Page of Pentacles reversed. We have the King of Wands for the blockage. We have the Three of Swords reversed for your activation. Okay. Are you bored with something, Libra? All right, let's see. Interesting. So what is this Lionsgate portal bringing to you? The Page of Pentacles reversed with the Six of Wands and the Page of Wands. So we have two pages here. Well, one page is the Page of Pentacles and it's in reverse. Something has run its course. It's fucking boring. It's boring. We're tired. We don't want to put an effort into this thing anymore, right? We may have had some level of success from it or whatever, but I feel like once you drop this opportunity or you stop putting effort into it, I feel like you're probably going to find more success, especially when you start putting your energy and your effort towards the things that make you feel a bit more confident or kind of light you up. So, and I feel like, to be honest, you're gonna learn that these things, okay, these things that are creative or the things that light you up or whatever, right? The success that you may be having from it, it's all well and good, but you are going to realize that that Page of Pentacles is likely to come in handy. So what is the Page of Pentacles? The Page of Pentacles is about learning. It's about being a student, right? A student of life, a student of love, a student of your work. It's about really putting in diligent effort. It's about taking your time. The Page of Pentacles is no slouch. Like, the Page of Pentacles is no slouch. Definitely the most hardworking out of all the pages. And so it's like all is fun and good and fun and well, or whatever you want to call it, right? But it is going to need some grounding. So I wouldn't like count your chickens before they hatch. Like, I think that you are starting on this new path and I think it might be successful, but you are probably going to have to circle back to that Page of Pentacles in reverse and be like, okay, I had fun with this, but now I need an LLC, or I had fun with this, but now I need a CPA or something like that. So I asked what the good is coming and I got the Nine of Cups. So it's emotional fulfillment. It is individual emotional fulfillment. It is a wish fulfilled. It is something that is going to make you feel like you have some level of contentment. And this can be very creative. The Nine of Cups is highly creative. It's Jupiter and Pisces. Okay. A potential blockage, the King of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Ace. So I'm almost getting like, don't rely on someone too much. I don't know why I got that off of that. You may be like relying on somebody's money or relying on somebody's advice too much or relying on somebody's attention or leadership or something like that. When it's like, that's totally fine, but don't let them like run the show. And it may be about confidence as well. Like, you may be needing to let go of some kind of repressed fears or making decisions out of fear or whatever it is. But I also think it's about grounding things, because I was saying that earlier, and this is all fire, and that's all well and good, and we can be excited about things, and we can want to grow really fast, and we can, but if our foundation is shit, then it's like, how much can it really grow? Eventually it's going to become the tower and, you know, crumble to pieces. So the activation key is the Three of Swords reverse, the Sun reverse, and the Six of Swords. So I feel like, once again, a lack of confidence, holding on to old wounds, allowing old wounds to make decisions for you, allowing old wounds to creep in and, you know, create this sense of melancholy, or where you're not feeling optimistic about your future. I just feel like you're needing to move on from that. Some of you guys need to move on from a relationship. But I feel like it's about taking the peaceful path, honestly. I feel like you guys are needing to choose peace. Like, if there's been like drama in your life, or like a lot of games or anything like that, I feel like this is the time where you need to move on to better days. Because I feel like you falling into this Nine of Cups is eventually going to lead to that Ten of Cups. Like, you doing what you know is right for you and what feels good to you is going to lead you to what feels even better. Does that make sense? Have faith in your dreams. And house 8. So I feel like this is about getting real when it comes to your dreams, and what you really want, and being very honest with yourself. Facing your fears when it comes to your dreams, or your long-term desires. Maybe some of you want like true honest to God intimacy. Well, then you would have to be needing to also offer intimacy, right? And I'm not just talking about sex, okay? Talking about like true vulnerability and being very honest and sharing certain things that you may be a little afraid of, or cleaning out those skeletons in the closet a bit, getting out of your own way once again. Okay. And don't be afraid to it's okay to like accept help from others, but don't rely solely on that. So Libra, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. Thanks a lot, Libra. Take it easy. Shit. All right. Let's move on to Scorpio. What's going on, Scorpio? I hope that you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on for you for this Lionsgate portal. Ooh, the Lovers. Okay, got a little Gemini action here. Page of Cups reversed is the blockage, or could be the blockage. Your activation key is the Knight of Swords reversed. Okay. Tell me about that Lovers. The Star. Damn. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. The Lovers, the Star, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. For some of you, you may meet somebody online, or for others of you, if you already have a partner, I feel like there will be more hope and healing that is instilled within an already maintained connection. I feel like also when it comes to your guys' insecurities, or when it comes to insecurities around money, or maybe your physical appearance or something like that, something or someone is coming in to help you heal from those things. And you're likely going to find yourself in a more emotionally and financially stable place because of it. You have been, like, with that Judgment reverse, it's made me feel like you have been ignoring God's call, or ignoring the universe's call. Something is trying to get you to focus on a higher calling. And I feel like it's going to be a lover that does it, to be honest with you. You know, it's like when we're not listening, right? When we refuse to listen, like, God is going to send a lover to influence what God is trying to get us to do, or the universe is trying to get us to do. And I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen. And it's going to be about you taking accountability for your own power, your own path, reawakening something in you that you thought died. It didn't. Newsflash. It's still there. You just need someone. You may have needed someone to awaken it in you. And I feel like that's likely what's going to happen. This can be really great intimacy and connection where you're sharing a lot with each other. There can also be some kind of, if it's not necessarily about love, it can be around some kind of bigger goal or dream that you have, maybe with astrology, maybe something business wise that you felt insecure about. But you may make some kind of business connect that awakens you to that, especially if you've been suppressing your power for a while. And some of you could become a star, okay? That's for like one of you with that star energy there. You could become like a star for something. Maybe you like end up dating a celebrity or someone in the public eye, or maybe, you get in the public eye and somebody dates it, whatever. But I feel like there's someone here, a community or a specific person that's going to awaken something in you that you've been ignoring for a while. Three of Wands clarifies the Judgment. You've had a plan with something like in your mind, but you never followed through with it. And I feel like this is going to be the time. You better answer that fucking phone. You know what I'm saying? The potential blockage is the Page of Cups reversed, the Eight of Swords, and the World reversed. Feeling like a victim because of past situations, not allowing yourself to mature, manipulating yourself into thinking that you're stuck when you're not. It's really just a frame of mind. Because we can do that, can't we? We can do that a lot, where we think something is totally out of our control. And like sometimes, yeah, it is. And sometimes the way to gain control or whatever is to let go of it, really. But in this case, I feel like you're overthinking something and you're making something harder than it actually needs to be, honestly. So I would say be cautious of any kind of like a victim mindset or like, woe is me. I feel like you just need to finish something. Like there's something that you're needing to complete and you're keeping yourself stuck. Knight of Swords reverse, the Eight of Cups, and the Five of Swords. I feel like this is more about self-deception than anything, just based on what your blockage was. And so I feel like the activation key is, or what's going to activate this Lion's Gate is once again getting out of your own way. Like when I was a drinker, for instance, right? I was just so fucking depressed. You know what I'm saying? I was so depressed. I was just a total alcoholic. Like I was just ruining my life, honestly. And like I kept just saying like, oh, well, I have to drink in order to be charismatic, or I have to drink in order to be entertaining, because like I used to live stream as a full-time job and like just show up and I would get like shit faced and it was an absolute disaster. Okay. Like I made a lot of money, it was great, but like it was a disaster. Right. And I thought like I needed that in order to be something or to be noticed or to be somebody. Right. And like, don't get me wrong, I was noticed, but for the wrong things. And I made a lot of bad decisions and I just kept myself in this loop thinking like this is what I have to do in order to da, 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 da. And like that was not the case. And I feel like whatever that mentality may be for you guys have to walk away from that because it's not doing you any favors. Believe in the impossible. And then house two. So maybe something in regards to your value or your natural born talents, or your self-esteem. Like maybe it's low self-esteem, and we were kind of seeing that with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And I feel like you got to give yourselves a little bit more credit. I feel like you're a lot more capable of success or what it is that you want, or material wealth, or you have a lot more God-given talents than you give yourself credit for. And I feel like you need to believe that. You need to believe that. And like, for instance, right, like sometimes you just got to prove it to you. Sometimes I think like, oh God, I'm such a, fucking, I don't really think this, but like, if I were to be like, oh, well, I'm just a crappy writer, right? I suck at writing. I just suck. Well, I would just start writing. Like I would just start writing to prove to myself I'm not. Like I'm really not. And stop being so fucking critical. So I don't know. but you are capable, Scorpio. So Scorpio, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis and you can book with me there. Take it easy. Alrighty. All right, let me just use the bathroom and I will be right back. Okay. All right, cool. All righty. What's up, Boston? All right. All right. All right. So super chatter number one. Let's see. Okay, so let me see if should she send the message? Six of Cups reversed and the Fool. I think that you can if you want to, but it's going to have to come from a very mature place. I do think it'll cause a bit of a riff. I do think it will cause some grudges a little bit. Eventually I feel like you guys can overcome that, but with that Fool there, this is really about breaking free and kind of taking that leap to make the message or to send the message. So I think that you can, but understand it's not going to come without its issues. Okay. So it may cause some rifts, it may cause some grudges a little bit, but in the end, it'll probably bring you a little bit more comfort and a little bit less baggage, because the Fool can be about where we're traveling light, right? So when should you do this? I feel like you'll know. With that Five of Pentacles and that High Priestess, I really feel like you'll know. Your intuition is probably the best thing that you can go for. Take your time, okay? Take your time. Maybe take 5 days or something like that, okay? Take your time, really think about it. Think about the message that you want to send, and your intuition will know when it's right for you. Like if your intuition is telling you that right now is the right time, then you should do that. But it's going to be about how you go about it more than anything, okay? Thank you so much, number one. Number two. All right, let me see this person's feelings. Why that Seven of Swords reversed. So his feelings, the Nine of Swords reversed, the Nine of Wands, and the Seven of Swords reversed. He definitely feels guilty. But and I asked what he feels guilty about, and I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But let's talk about the other thing first. So there's two nines here, okay? The nines represent self or individuality. The Seven of Swords reverse can also be about the self, focusing on the self. The Strength is also about the self. Well, it's Leo, and Leo is about me or I, okay? Or me, okay? So I feel like this is somebody who is keeping their guard up. I think this is somebody who may still want to fight for this in one way or another, but at the end of the day, they are worried about them. Okay. They are worried about them or what they can get or how they can win, right? Nine of Wands. And so it can be a little bit self serving. This person doesn't seem like super worried for some reason. I think that they have a little bit of guilt. Maybe they have a little bit of guilt around like holding back from you or not giving in to something or not giving you what you're worth or, whatever it may be. It feels more of like a holding back, feeling guilt out of like holding back. What does this person want with number two? The Two of Swords. They might be trying to avoid this or they may be looking for peace. Like it feels very avoidant though. Especially with that Nine of Wands, which is so very much about like, kind of having your walls a little bit high sometimes or keeping your guard up maybe. They may feel like they need to confess something to you as well. What do they want to confess to, number two? The Empress reversed. I don't feel like it's super positive. Um, this person may either be honest with you about another person or they would be honest with you about you and how they feel about you and how you feel about you. This person may want to be honest about them feeling like you're either overbearing or you have some self-worth or self-value issues. It can kind of be like that. Is he spying on her? I don't think so. Three of Cups reversed, Five of Wands reversed. I don't think so. It feels like he's very focused on himself. But he may be trying to veer away from any kind of drama, either because of a third party or just because he knows that integrating you into his life or something like that could essentially cause it. Is he going to take any action towards her this month? The Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords reversed. He may put in some kind of effort, but with that Queen of Swords reversed, it's either that somebody has wants to have a say about it, or he's putting an effort, and this might be you with that Queen of Swords where you're pissed. I feel like there's maybe some romantic action he's taking that's underneath that Eight of Pentacles, but it feels more like practical kind of vibes. So very strange. Let's get you some advice. The answers you need are coming. I'd say so. And Mars. So I feel like there may be a conversation between the two of you, but I feel like it's going to be about you needing to stand up for yourself, defend yourself, protect yourself in some way, right? Not letting him always get like a hand up on you or something like that. Okay. Thank you so much, number two. As always, good to see you. All right. Number three. Hold on, let me actually shuffle really quick. All right, number three. So I'm going to answer the question number one. All right, let's see the real reason this person ghosted you. Six of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Four of Swords. It feels like a very solo healing energy, if I'm going to be honest with you. Tell me about that Six of Pentacles, the Death card. This is very telling. Something could have changed in regards to this person's financial or job situation, or this person decided that they didn't want to give to the situation anymore. And it can be because of something that they're going through from a mental level. And I say that because the Hermit is Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. And then the Four of Swords is about the mind. Okay. It can be about the mind. It's how we, it's thinking, just sword energy. It's air. It's how we think. It's how we communicate, blah, blah, blah. And this person seems to be healing from something. It feels a little bit like a dark night of the soul. And I wouldn't take this lightly, or I wouldn't take this lightly. I mean, the Hermit and the Death, that's very intense. And so this person, if they're in the Four of Swords, and this is the reason, the Four of Swords means that something hurt them and now they have to retreat. Something hurt them and now they're kind of having a dark night of the soul, or they're dealing with some kind of heartbreak, questions about themselves, feeling like they need to isolate. Why the Four of Swords? The Five of Pentacles. If this person did ghost you or like abandon you, it's likely because of a financial situation, or because somebody else abandoned them, or This can be insecurities around money or what they have, what they don't have. But there is this like something is missing. Something is missing. This person is alone or wanting to be alone. Why the Hermit? The Two of Wands. This person is like, I feel like this is a lot about things that they need to make decisions on when it comes to them. Like the Hermit is the number, you know, it is has associations with the number 9, which is about the self. The Hermit is also about the self and self-awareness and that self journey. And so I feel like this person is getting ready to make a major pivot in their life that is likely incredibly uncomfortable. What is this person's feelings for number 3? Why? There may be another person in the mix with that Queen of Pentacles, and because and I say that because I was like, well, what is this person's feelings for number 3? And I got the 7 of Swords and then the 6 of Wands reverse. And so the 7 of Swords can be like this person feeling like they need to protect themselves from 6 of Wands reversed, unwanted attention, unwanted drama, unnecessary drama. And I was like, well, why? And then I got the Queen of Pentacles. So it makes me kind of feel like there was another woman. I don't know if this woman like left him out or left him alone and he's feeling some kind of way about it. And so like, you know, nobody is her kind of vibe, right? It's like, so it feels like he's wanting to avoid this because for some reason he feels like it'll bring some kind of unnecessary drama or attention. So if this person were to come back, what would be their true intentions? The 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups reversed, the 5 of Wands. I feel like they would be looking for a long-term gain or like a long-term relationship of some sort. But at the same time, the 9 of Cups reversed and the 5 of Wands, I feel like there would be this conflict about, is this really what I want on an individual level, or am I getting into this for self-serving means? Because I feel like they want connection, but they're isolating themselves because they're sad about something. That's weird. Your advice is you are good enough and yin. So I don't really feel like you should be doing anything at all. Like, I don't mean anything, but I mean specifically about this person. This may have triggered some self-worth or self-value issues around you or your self-esteem or something like that. And I don't feel like this really has anything to do with you. Like this person ghosting you. And I feel like you're needing to trust that. You're needing to trust this process. Just be patient, focus on spirituality, journaling, meditation, and receiving. Don't like yin is about like the feminine energy and just receiving and not like trying to take initiative towards a specific person or chase anybody down. Okay. Thank you so much. Number 3, I really appreciate it. All right, we got number 4. I have never in my fucking life had a damn question like this. Okay. Boobs are awesome. I can't lie. Okay. Oh, the misunderstood Gemini. Okay, let's see. The feelings, very strong attraction. Very strong attraction. I don't feel like this person is too afraid to take the lead, be expressive, you know? I think this person is feels sexy being around you, or is just very attracted, like very, and not shy. I don't feel like this person is shy. Um this person, if you guys have had any issues before, I feel like they're ready to overcome that and take initiative. If you guys have not had like issues before, some kind of betrayal or ending, I feel like this is somebody who maybe trying to evolve or go about something in a different way than they have before, because some old way hasn't been working, like in regards to how they approach people or approach love or whatever it is. They may be trying to overcome some fear as well, or they may feel as well like you're some kind of fortune after difficulty. Like this person may have just gone through a really difficult time and now they're kind of like overcoming that. Let me see the intentions. The Emperor reversed and the Nine of Wands. I feel like this person might be trying to bait you to like take initiative or fight for this. Because I feel like this person's intent is like they want to win something with you. I don't know what the nature of the relationship is, but maybe they want to win you in the bedroom. Maybe they want, maybe they're trying to get you to boss up and like, take me, big man, or who fucking knows, right? But it's definitely like, it's a very fiery kind of vibe. It's very fiery. It's very passionate. It's very like excitable. But I feel like they're trying to encourage you with something. They're trying to inspire inspire you to do something, whatever that is. I don't know if they just want you to like bend them over and spank them or if it's something totally platonic, but it seems like they're trying to motivate you, encourage you to take the lead in some way. Thank you. All right, you guys, I'm going to get out of here. I love all of you. And thank you guys so much for everything. Please have a good one. Lori, thank you so much for killing it with the timestamps. Thank you so much, Mojo, Kinez, Complexity, Brittany, everybody that came in here and just said hi. I love you guys, and I hope that you have a beautiful night. Bye for now.